life. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm pretty much content with just rhyming all day.
Or Digital can instantly share pictures.
I can start.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey. They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Cause you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Mental wasn't here, or I'd ask him too. Oh, you're back.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah, no, I heard all that. I just stepped away for a sec.
We are officially live, by the way, you guys.
Okay.
Oh,
I have no idea what Cody's laughing at and what Matt's laughing at right now, but I just hit the button.
he's
We're live.
just slagging us for being bald, man.
I asked him if he was like about his feelings regarding my hair growing back.
Yeah,
it's
sure growing back, all right. Yep.
I feel out of place. I'm the only person with hair.
Yeah.
Even the female ain't got no hair.
But mine'll grow back.
Yeah. I am a minority here, regardless. Anyways, so what is happening, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, TSWS Game, and specifically BullSittin, which is the show that you guys are watching right now. Loke will not be joining us because I'm guessing internet issues. That's what he told me. I don't know if that, whatever. Not my problem. But anyways, he is going to be here today. We got Cozy, Matt, Mental 9R for as long as we can. We got him. We got you guys with us as well. This should be a pretty good show still today. It should be still a pretty good time. Obviously, we like to start out like most others, like most other podcasts start. We like to start out to figure out what everybody's been up to lately. What have you been playing? What's been happening? So I'm actually gonna go to the person that probably has been, possibly been playing the least as of lately. I'm just guessing though. Cozy.
Oh.
What is up? What have you been up to? What have you been playing and whatnot? I don't know. Last week it sounded like you hadn't played shit, so I figured I'd see if you played anything.
Oh, yet. So during while we were talking, I finished that Avowed download and started playing that. So I've been playing Avowed. We've got a new season of Overwatch, and so I've been playing Overwatch. The new season, they've added character perks, so you can have perks now when you're playing that you have to certainly level up to get your perks. So that's new. Then I've been back on my Slay the Spire grind, and I got the Backbone.
Okay. Nice.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So you can play handheld.
I had one, but I broke it. I'll be honest. And so I finally got another one, but yeah, I've been actually been playing a lot wherever. But yeah, those are the three games I've been playing.
All right, I actually heard a little bit more than I was expecting right there, so thank you, Cozy. So Mental, what's been cracking with you? What's been going on, brother? You weren't here last week, but you're here with us now. What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Well, I played through the Alan Wake series, including the Lake House expansion. So I wrapped that up, and I've been playing some Ghostwire Tokyo and a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. So those are the two I'm working on right now.
Oh yeah, Sushi Ghost.
No Avowed because I don't have Game Pass anymore.
Ghostwire
so-
Tokyo and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I'm playing through those two.
In a ghost kind of mood, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think it was Halloween or something, but no, just either I'm way ahead of the curve or I'm way behind. I don't know.
You're exactly where the curve wants you to be.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Well, simple. Two simple answers so far. So, which I don't mind. Really quick, straight to the point. Matt likes games. I think you got a pretty straightforward and quick one as well.
I've been playing so much Horizon Forbidden West. You wouldn't believe it. But
I
no,
wouldn't believe
honestly,
it. I don't believe it.
honestly, and nobody should. Honestly, I've been playing Avowed. That's like all I've been playing. I don't really. I mean, I guess we play 2K, but that's like every week. Same answer. We play 2K like every night. I mean, but the big thing I've been playing is just
We don't
Avowed.
even love it.
No, we usually have a really bad time. But the good thing about that is we're all playing it together and we can laugh about how horrible of a time we're having.
Yeah.
And that is until Bill gets pushed past the edge of being able to laugh about it, and then he just gets really pissed off and leaves. Which is usually pretty great.
Honestly,
goes dark.
2K games are hilarious because it does always seem like you're losing.
Even when we're winning, we're losing.
Yeah, even when we're winning, it doesn't even feel like we're winning. We could be winning by like 15, and it just doesn't even feel that great because
it feels bad.
Certain things just don't make sense in that game.
Can't wait for 2K26 though.
Yeah,
Another $70.
It'll be good.
Another $70 right down the drain.
Matt can't purchase it because I'm not.
Dang!
You guys.
Avowed needed an update?
Yeah,
it did. Just got an update today.
Today, Matt, do you know anything about that update?
So I was actually looking through the patch notes. Remember that problem I had where what's his name? Ofric wouldn't show up on the bench?
Right.
They fixed that.
That was the thing.
That was one of the things in the patch notes. That was one of the things I specifically remember from the patch notes. I thought that was hilarious. They fixed it like a couple days later.
Town.
That is funny.
I was in that first area, I mean, probably like 15 hours, if I had to guess. Second area, probably just as long. I'm in the third area now. So
I started to go on a quest. I went to that lady's house to help her out. I started that one. And then I just wandered around and was like, I'll get back to town eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a lot to do.
Level, and I did that in the second level, and in each one I completely did everything I pretty much could, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'll do missions. And then I did missions, and like half of my missions that I went to, they're like, can you go do this? And my character would be like, oh, you mean this? And they'd be like,
yeah, it's already done.
Yeah, give me that.
It's already done.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
So
I've had that happen a few times.
That happened so many times to me, especially on the second level, just because I was spending so much time just clearing every area out and looking through every box and under everything, and it gets to be like it's grindy, but like if you actually are enjoying yourself, which I'm enjoying myself a ton. Like it's hard to stop, and I've seen a lot of similar sentiments online with that. I've also seen a different side as well, like some people not loving it and whatnot. So it is what it is, depending on the person that you are. But like for me, I need to go back to bed right now. Because like all of all the time that I've spent staying up way too late playing Avowed, it's just it's a fun game. It's easy just to keep going and going, and easy to want to level something else up that you got. The only thing that's a drag kind of to me from time to time is sometimes the dialogue, as much as I like it, like I enjoy it, but sometimes it gets really long. Like really long.
Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue in the game, like a
To the
lot.
point where I'm just like, all right. And the thing is it's partially my fault, right? It's partially my fault because I'll skim the whole area, right? And then come back with all this stuff done, and all these people want to do is talk to me because I did everything already. So it's like, they're telling me to go out and do it, and then I tell them I did it already. Then the end of the mission dialogue comes on. So it goes from the beginning dialogue straight to the end dialogue, and it just goes and goes and goes, and I'm just like, all right. Depending on what the mission is, I'm interested. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm
Can you not
starting to
skip it?
learn. I'm starting to
can.
realize that, hey, I'm fine with skipping some of these.
Oh, there you go.
I'm starting to realize that, hey, I need to just skip this.
Yeah.
Because
I'll listen to the first couple lines, and if I'm not interested after the first couple lines, unless it's the main story, then I'll skip it.
I don't know. I think basically I haven't been skipping much because I've just been I like to meander in games. I like to wander around and just pick up things, loot. This game fulfills that need. Like, I don't even really want to talk to people for real. I haven't talked to hardly anyone. I did like 3 random quests and then just ran around and found things to collect and hoard.
Well, when you get to the point where you actually are completing story beats and you have finished doing all of your going around town and doing stuff, there will be a lot of dialogue waiting for you.
Oh, yeah.
There will be a lot of dialogue waiting for you. Whether it's at camp or it's during the missions or it's the end of the missions. Like, it's a lot of dialogue.
I haven't even talked to Garrus for real, and he's following me around.
Yeah. He talk like if you're skipping cutscenes, then you ain't gonna talk to him at all. Because you can skip everything.
I know, just the way I like it.
You could also go the whole game without even really doing, like, each companion has their own side quest, but like I'm like in the 3rd area and I haven't done any quests for my companions outside of like 1 or 2 things for I want to call him Garrus, for Kai. Outside of like 1 or 2 things for Kai. That's about it.
You called him Garrus. That's great. It's the same guy.
He's Garrus. It's the exact same voice. He's Garrus.
All right. But okay, so that's what you've been playing lately, Matt. I'm just gonna come through and just say the same thing. I've been playing. You see it on the screen. I've been playing a crap ton of Avowed. I've been enjoying the crap out of it. Can't stop, won't stop. No Diddy, by the way. Yeah, I've been doing that in Mass Effect.
Oh,
I've been playing Mass Effect every morning, Monday through Friday, starting at around 8:30. Sometimes I'm a little late because it's the morning. Early in the morning, and gotta get the kiddo ready and everything. Gotta get things going. And sometimes, I'm 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm playing the game. Come through, watch it if you'd like. It's a pretty good time right now. I'm in a good spot, I'd say. The last main thing that I did, like main thing that I did, was I saved an alien race from being essentially deleted.
I gotta step away for 1 sec, guys. I'll be back.
If you know what I'm talking about, Cozy, you sound interested.
I believe I know what you're talking
Cozy.
about.
I am.
Okay, so the part where you talk to Liara's mom is is like the last part, the last big notable part that I did, right?
Yeah.
And I saved them. I didn't condemn them.
Okay, that's good.
Yep, I
Yeah, I
saved
I
did
them.
always
too,
save them
honestly.
too.
I guess another big part I did was the DLC. I did that today,
Nice.
and
Wait, which DLC?
I killed the people and got the guy that was supposed to be that was a terrorist, essentially, because there's an asteroid plunging towards a planet and the person wanted it to happen. And yeah, I took him down, and my choices were to either save the people or take out the terrorists, and I chose to take out the terrorists. So like the people died. It was like 3 people that died, but it was just like, I don't know, I felt like I saved a lot more possible lives. I don't know. Yobi called me a piece of shit though.
I gotta do the DLCs. I feel like I missed a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I've just been like kind of meticulously going through it. Like I don't have any like end date on it in particular. I've just been kind of like just playing and playing and playing, and once I get kind of like, all right, this is enough, then I kind of move on. I'm not trying to 100% the game, but I'm trying to at least like make sure that I make this playthrough as meaningful as I possibly can, because I don't see myself playing through the trilogy again anytime soon after I play it, because there's just too much other stuff to play right now. And but I do want to give respect to Mass Effect, because I mean that's a game that I've been sitting on for quite some time. Although I beat the first one already, I didn't get near as deep to, like, I didn't even know remember that decision. Like I remember killing Liara's mom, but I didn't remember the decision that was made from doing that. Right. So like,
Yeah.
so it was nice to be able to pay a little bit more attention, understand some of the people that I'm keeping alive better, get to know Ashley more, which, god damn, like she's way worse of a person than I remember.
And she's a cool woman.
Yeah, she's great, but she's worse. But at the same time, she is like I see why a lot of people like her, right?
Yeah.
Like I can totally see why people like her. So like, I'm not saying like, I mean, obviously I kept her alive, so like I liked her
Same.
more than Caden. I'll say that.
Same.
I'll say that like without even a
No,
thought.
Caden is better.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't like Caden.
If Caden was better, they should have did better with Caden at an earlier state in the game. Instead,
that's the thing. Yes.
Instead, he just seems like the guy in the back of the fucking movie theater that doesn't say shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. And they did it so, like, for me, the choice was easy. It's like, obviously Ashley, because Ashley seemed at that point a bigger part of the story than Caden. But like, if you keep Caden alive, it's like, oh, now he's this massive part of the story. It's like, well, then set him up to be that. Then
I don't even remember
make
that.
him.
I think the other big thing I had is is just Ashley is probably the most useless character as you get later on in the game, especially in Mass Effect 3. She's like the most useless character. She's outclassed by literally everyone.
Well, hold on now. Don't get the spoil and everything on me now.
That's not a spoiler. I mean, she's already pretty trash.
Damn. I mean, I'm not completely disagreeing.
And yeah, I sat on Mass Effect. Like, I had the trilogy on the Xbox 360. Never played it till I guess it's a couple years ago now, because I don't remember most of the stuff you're talking about. So it's probably been quite a while. But I sat on that trilogy forever until the Legendary Edition came out, and that's when I finally played it. But like, whenever it came into Game Pass, I literally bought it like 3 weeks before that. So I was like, oh yay.
They gave it out on
awesome.
what you call it?
Whatever.
On
Epic,
Prime
I think.
Gaming. Yeah, they've given.
Yeah, Prime Gaming gave it away for free as well. I remember that.
And it's always on sale for like fucking like $4 too.
Yeah, that game has made plenty and is just getting cash at this point for anything,
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Right? Like they're fine. they
That was good though.
they're
I
fine.
enjoyed the
What they
trilogy. Yeah.
need to do is they need to
Mm-hmm.
use that cash and get some people that they can rely on, and then just kind of just give them a
And then
fucking
hopefully not
30-year
cancel Mass
contract.
Effect 3.
Give them a 30-year contract and just be locked in.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
That's not happening at all. But anyways, all right. So let's get to today's topics, and I got a few of them here ready for you. We've talked a little bit about Shuhei Yoshida as of lately because he's been very loud since he's left Sony, right? And oh, let me close my door because my daughter just got home. Let's see. So let me get this up on the screen. There we go. Bam. So it says right here, former Sony exec finally says the quiet part out loud. Putting PlayStation games on PC is almost like printing money, but there's more to this. Because from what I was like looking at and whatnot when I was reading through this, he was definitely talking about like how games going to PC definitely gets them a lot more money, sure, but there's no like in particular message about like any sort of like day one or day and day. It says right here, another factor that sways Sony to release games on PC is China, with Yoshida observing that China is a huge PC game market and that in order to reach the audience in countries like China, then it's crucial to release on PC. China recently demonstrated its potential to catapult games to enormous success with 90% of Black Myth Wukong's massive sale generated domestically. So wow, so that tells you how much Chinese got on the Black Myth. I wonder, I wonder how that would have sold if it wasn't a China-based game. That makes you wonder,
Yeah.
right? That definitely makes you wonder how much, you know, how much they were kind of swayed to buy the game just because it was China related,
Mm-hmm.
compared to a
It's hard
game
to
just
say. I
coming
mean,
out and being good just to be good, right? And not having this label of a China game.
they got a
Yeah.
massive population base, right? So
Yeah.
not knowing what the percentage of people would be gamers or whatever, but assume it's a similar ratio to the US and everywhere else. You got 3 times the player base that's available. So to have 90% of the sales, I would suspect that there's going to be some sort of, hometown advantage, I guess, for that publisher.
Right.
Yeah,
No, for
for
sure. That
sure.
makes sense. It's like having a sports team in the sports team's town. It's going to do better than
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
For the most part, it should. I don't know about the Clippers, but it should
Huh.
for the most part, right? But all right. So I want to go over to you, Cozy. What do you kind of think about this whole idea of, or not really idea of, but statement that Sony putting their games on PC prints money, but how much do you think that it's like Sony putting their games on PC day and date is likely or unlikely, I guess, due to this statement right here?
Unlikely that they'll put it on the same. They'll put them all out there.
Mm.
I don't see them just necessarily having. I think it's not just their like because people talk about like double dipping and stuff. I don't think it's about that. I think that it's just making sure they have time to prep because I mean if you've seen some of their the reviews for some of their game releases, it's sort of like, ugh, this sucks. So I imagine that they don't necessarily have like, oh yeah, we can get these out, we can get everything out at the same time, except for live service, which yeah, you want that out at the same time.
Spider-Man 2 was plagued with bugs and problems on PC, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or am I wrong on that? I think I
Yeah, it was a
remember
pretty
hearing that.
bad
Yeah,
launch.
you're right.
It was
But if
a
you would
pretty
have came
bad
back
launch.
here last week, you would have thought nothing was wrong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is that from a certain friend that was on the show?
Yes.
Yeah, a really cool guy
Yeah,
who let
from
us know that
Texas, right?
everything's fine.
Certain Texan?
No, not
He
Texan.
wasn't Texas.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
What a Texan.
But yeah, I
Mm.
don't necessarily see day and date. I do think that their whole live service thing was something that
Yeah.
I know people hate on them that they desperately need. They definitely need more avenues of like making money because you can talk about their single player games, but you know, we already know that's not where their money is coming from.
Fair
I don't know.
enough.
I didn't really
Right.
comment on the day and date thing, but I think it's inevitable. If they're smart, it's inevitable that they do that.
Do you think
because-
so? Do you think that like dangling the carrot is still worth something today? Keep in mind, and this is perfect that you're actually talking about this, Mental, because I got a foe to kind of take out of the picture that was in the picture heavier than we thought, but now we're kind of like, what the hell is kind of going on right now? Matt, you were kind of talking about this the other day too. Yo, I've been seeing, and I've been, doing my own personal shopping and stuff like that. And I tell you, shopping for PC parts right now is not cool.
No, it's very unhinged.
Yeah, it's fine. Go. It's really not cool. So people might, and y'all know me. I'm a big Xbox fan, but there might be some people looking over and saying that PS5 Pro ain't looking so bad no more because of the prices for CPUs, GPUs, and shit like that. They're out of fucking pocket right now.
Yeah.
They're really bad.
No,
So if you had $1,000 and you wanted to get a PC, you might look at a PS5 Pro and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get that in the monitor.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
I think the problem is
completely agree.
you're not looking at the larger quantity of PC gamers. It's a lot more of a fragmented market than the console. Console players, they play on console. They get told exactly what they should be playing, exactly these things. PC gaming is very, very different. Like, so you're talking specifically about maybe maybe a handful of the high performance people that are like, what you call it? Most PC gamers, they aren't building like the latest and greatest every year.
No, I mean like even like a low end GPU right now.
It's
The only one
bad.
that's not stupid, right now, low end, is a 4060. That's still the same price it's always been, even though the 4060 itself is pretty dumb. But like
4060 in
And
what world is
that's
low
why
end?
the price is holding because
Well,
most people don't want a 4060.
That's not low end. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
You're talking
so,
about
like-
that same market segment.
okay, so what, a 3050?
No, I'm talking people that are still gaming. Like,
On like
look at
an
what
APU?
most people
Or what
are.
we,
Yeah,
what are we
look at
talking
what
a
most
10
people are on.
series or something. Like a 10 series.
Yes, look at what most people are on. Steam
There's a
shows
lot
you
of
what most
people
people are
still
on.
on 1060s.
They are not on those 40. If you're talking 40, if you're talking 30, you're talking way more than most PC gamers, and I think that's something Sony isn't going to be able to get.
But we're
a
talking
lot
about
of these
people that
people.
are in. We are talking about people that are entering the market. I'm not talking about people that are already
anyone
in the market. I'm talking about people that
anyone
are
looking to
entering
spend
the
money
market.
today.
Somebody that's looking
Yeah.
and was not a gamer yesterday and is like, I'm gonna become a gamer. How am I gonna attack getting into this
Well,
sphere?
that's
Time
console
out, Cozy,
gamers.
Time out, Cozy. Let me finish. Now I'm talking about somebody that's getting into gaming that and a lot of us have thought, hey, there's these different options, but PC seems to be more accessible than it ever has been. And I'm not saying that it isn't at all anymore, but what I'm saying is now things that made more sense, not complete sense, but things that made more sense price-wise just last year is like
That would still
not
be
Just a
making
couple
any
months
sense
ago.
anymore.
I know, but that would still be like if you're just
Yeah.
starting to get into gaming, first time gamer, you would not be average Joe PC gamer.
You don't know that.
You would be
You
here,
don't
take
know
a
that.
console and play these games
You
because
don't know that.
that's who those consoles target though.
But you don't know that.
Your average person doesn't even have a computer anymore.
That's not true. Your average person has a computer.
No, they
That's
don't.
the truth.
Computers are very much out of
They'll have a
favor because most people
laptop.
don't need them.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Not
your average
including
person has some sort of computing device that lets them onto the internet
cell
and they surf
phone.
and do stuff. Outside of a phone, most people I know have some sort of device like a laptop, an old ass dusty PC, or something. Like
If
there's
you're
n-
younger, you're not. You
I-
wouldn't
I-
necessarily
I
have a
don't remember
PC.
the
Why would
last
you need a
time I went
PC
to
for?
somebody's house and they did not have.
There are loads
one
of
of
people
those
who
items.
absolutely do not have PCs because they don't need them. Because for everyday needs, their cell phone fills that niche.
Yeah, I'd say like both my kids have PCs, but that's probably because of me. But I can also say most of their friends also have PCs that they game on. So
I mean, it's not the 90s anymore. It's not even the 2010s anymore.
No, I would say
Right?
the
Like,
2010s were when most people had laptops. Smart TVs killed, not smart TVs, smartphones killed a lot of people's extra need for laptops.
Sure, I'm not going to say that they don't that didn't happen, but a lot of those people still have those old laptops from then.
But they
And,
wouldn't.
and,
but
and those
but
old
and those
laptops are still
people.
functional. Like,
But what I'm saying is, those
I have my
people
old
are
Dell
people
right
that
over
get
there from college.
consoles.
I got my old
Those
Dell
people
right over
are
there from
already a
college.
console audience.
Windows 8 or Windows 7.
And I'm saying those people are already the console audience.
But like I said, you don't know that. Because if they had a Windows 8 computer or something like that, why would they have gone to a console?
Because if back when Windows 8 was a thing, you would have probably just been gaming on your console and used your PC for PC things. But that need has dried up with the advent of cell phones, with smartphones that can do everything your average person's going to be doing, watching YouTube and occasionally Googling something. That's like 90% of people.
I agree with Nate in the chat right here. He says most kids have PCs now because streaming culture. Streaming culture.
Boomed, yeah.
It has boomed the market, dude. It has. It's popular to have a PC. What does my daughter want? Not an Xbox, not a PlayStation. She wants
PC.
a PC. What does she see people playing on? A PC. When she goes to see streamers and stuff like that, when she watches A for Adley, what does she see? Her and her dad playing on a PC. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we can keep saying that it's crazy, but all I'm saying is, yo, the prices are looking wild, and it's making things like the PS5 Pro look more attractive. That's all that I'm saying right now.
Oh, and it's prices for components that are barely an uplift from the previous generation too.
Mhm.
Like if you look at the performance uplift of a 5080 over a 4080 Super, it's almost non-existent. It's disgusting. Then they look like heroes because they dropped the price, but the problem is that 5080 was supposed to be a 5070. If you look at the specs and the ratio of CUDA cores to a 5090, never before has a 5080 had half the CUDA core count. They're usually in that 75% range, let's say, to the top line card. So whether that was a TI, like a 5080 Ti or whatever, if the 5090 didn't exist.
Sounds like they're
but
trying to make
let's
a
face it.
5085.
Yeah, like they will probably have a 5080 Ti that's a cut down 5090 that will fill that gap, but the performance gap is huge. But that's why you have an 8% uplift, because they basically went on the sly and said, "Oh, we're dropping the price by $200," when in reality they doubled the price for the silicon that they're
Yeah.
selling you. It's disgusting.
And
And the
even that,
5090, they just basically brute forced a 4090 Ti out of the same silicon. Like it's a 20% uplift for a card that went up 20% in price. Like, what are we doing here? Nvidia doesn't care
Yep.
though, because they're making bank on AI. That's where they're pumping all their silicon. That's why you have shortages. And they purposely discontinued the 40 series way earlier than they normally would, so there was no overlap. Stock
Yeah.
was basically gone,
I was talking
and
to
they're
Matt
doing it
about
on
that,
purpose
or
to keep
no,
the
I saw a video
prices
about
up.
that. I was
Yeah,
sitting
I
there
mean,
looking at them. I was like, dude, there's like on their website, there's no 4080s or 90s or
yeah, no,
3090s for sale at all anymore. It's all
they
just
stopped.
like the lower versions
They
and
stopped
the
producing
new
them months
stuff,
ago.
right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
stinks, and it stinks because the previous
yeah,
generation, when the 40 series came out, you still seen 3090s everywhere.
yeah, and that's what they wanted to avoid. So they quit producing them back in August or something. Waited till the stock cleared. That's why they delayed the paper launch. If you can't really call this a launch. There was no stock available. And then you got AMD, that the one thing AMD is consistent with, they never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. They'll probably price their 9070s way higher than they originally intended to because of what Nvidia did.
Yeah.
Their 9070 should compete with the 80 class this generation. So they're going to price it accordingly, because they were gunning for the 5070 that they thought Nvidia would have. And now they're going to have a card that they built to sell at $500, and they'll probably charge 900 or 800.
And then on top of that, AMD is trying to do what Nvidia is doing to them. AMD is trying to do that to
Intel.
Intel.
Yeah, like there's no competition anymore, and this is why, like,
It's so
I mean,
fragmented, dude. It's so like
it's
one person
brutal.
is so far one person's that's in first place is like 3 laps ahead of the fucking person that's in second place. That's a lap and a half ahead of the person that's in third place. It's like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, like if AMD actually wanted to compete, they could come out at 489 with their 9070 XT and absolutely kick Nvidia to the curb in performance per dollar. Like, it won't even be close. And they'd sell a shit ton of GPUs and actually make inroads into the actual market again. But they won't, because they don't care. They've given up kind of in sales, like Xbox gave up in sales. They don't care about selling their hardware anymore. AMD's focusing on data center, where the big money is. They're pushing out CPUs, and they don't care about the GPU market anymore. And it's tragic. But that's what we're stuck with. We got Nvidia that has no real competition, so they're just marking things up to the nth degree because they want to keep their margins up. And Intel, okay, they're trying, I guess, but they don't have anything on the high end. They've got a 4060 competitor that retailers have overpriced because they can. And
I was just curious looking while you were talking. I was going through like GPU prices, and they're all stupid. But I did see
I'll be right back.
the B580 from Intel is actually, it's not MSRP. It's $20 above MSRP, but that's probably the best deal you can get right now.
Yeah. But then the weird thing with that card is you pretty much need like a 9800 X3D CPU to get the most out of it, because
older CPUs are struggling on it.
Yeah, because they've got some weird driver overhead, I guess, that maybe they can fix. Like, they could probably tune that and fix it. But yeah, it's a strange market, man. Like, I've never seen anything like it. For 2 decades, the high-end GPUs were right between $500 and $600. That was where you sat. And now in the last 8 to 10 years, things have gone absolutely insane. And, part of it is there's no more competition. Like, I remember when you had Rendition, you had 3DFX, you had Matrox, you had, ATI, you had NVIDIA. Like, there was a plethora of different gaming options available for graphics cards. And there was real competition because everybody was trying to get their piece of pie out of the gaming community. Those were the glory days of PC gaming. And it was crazy. Like, you had you were getting generation to generation, you were doubling the performance for the same price. And now we're trying, they're trying to convince us that this 20% uplift is good. And it's a joke. Like, this will be, I'm kind of glad I got a 4090 like real early in the generation, because I'm going to be using it for probably 5 years. And at least I'll feel like I'm getting my money out of it. If this is how they're going to do their new generations, and this is the crap we get to look forward to, I won't be buying a 6000 series card. I'll just sit on the same card for as long as I can. Yeah, I'm not, I'm in no hurry. I don't care. 4090 does everything I need it to do for now, and I just hope developers don't get lazy.
Mental sounds like Raichi 7 years ago. I'm just saying, he's standing on that 10 series card. He will not leave it.
That's good.
The 1080 Ti was the last of the really great uplifts. Like
that card is still,
it's a legend.
Really good.
It was the 750 Ti of its time.
Yeah, it was kind of like
750 Ti was great too.
It was like the 4870 that AMD dropped way back when against the GTX 280 that actually forced NVIDIA to lower their prices because it was so good for the price. It came so close to NVIDIA's flagship, and it was half price. AMD has a chance to do something like that again. They won't get close to the 5090, but they sure as heck can compete with the 5080 at half the price if they don't get greedy. But they never miss an opportunity to.
They always fill my needs at the lower price, so I literally don't see myself ever getting an NVIDIA card.
Yeah. I was even looking at, out of curiosity, because one of my friends is looking to build a PC right now. I was looking on eBay, and you can't get a reasonable deal on eBay. Like, I could make money on every graphics card I own right now. I could sell for more than I paid for it. It's stupid. Like, in their old technology now at this point.
The last time I think I had that was a few years ago. I remember getting not a few years ago. Well, yeah, last time they were priced really crazy, and I had an old one. It was like very old. It was like at least 7 years old, and I got something ridiculous for it. I was like, dang, even the old ones.
Yeah. No, it is. It's insane. Like, just like getting all nostalgic right now. But I wish I kept a 1080 Ti. I never did. I wish I would have kept one though, because that was just such a legendary card.
You think if I get rid of my 3080, I'm gonna be mad?
Yeah.
Are you trying to get something better for it than it, or are you just trying to?
No, I wasn't trying to replace it. I was just trying to get it. I was gonna make another computer, but I was just wondering, like, if I was trying to sell my 3080 right now, could I make my money back, or if not more?
Potentially.
You might be able to.
If you're not looking to replace it and you're just saying, I don't want a PC game right now, it's a good time to sell.
I mean, I'm not thinking about doing that at all, but I was just kind of wondering, because I'm just wondering if the 3080 is really that good of a card or not.
Still pretty decent.
I mean, it works pretty well, but that VRAM on it is pretty rough. I ain't gonna lie, the VRAM on it is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean,
but I mean, I know particularly for my rig. I mean, I don't think my 3080 is what's wrong with my rig. I think my rig is lacking a new CPU. But yeah, I was just kind of wondering, because 3080s are still kind of available on the websites and stuff like that. Like that's like the higher end kind of card that's still kind of available on there. So I'm wondering, like, is that like did that card not age very well, or that's what I'm kind of wondering.
I think that card is aging well, not for what it was meant for. Like, the 3080 is like a 1440p, maybe 4K card at the time it launched, maybe 4K. And it's aged well, just not in those particular things. Like, if you were to get a 1080p like rig, the 3080 will last you a while. Right now, like you'd be pretty set in that regard. They also had that 12 gig 3080 that like nobody got, but
you saying that, I think actually the 3080 is like the 1080 monster.
yeah, it's great for that. It's great for that. Like it'll kill 1080, especially just like the VRAM is really the only issue with that card, but like the raw power of it is enough to do whatever you need it to do.
Yeah, it's the exactly. It's the 10 gigs of RAM that is the limiting factor. But even at that, so you can't run max textures, and you have to turn a few things down a bit. Considering what you'll have to pay to upgrade it significantly, where you're going to go, oh yeah, this is a way better card. It's not like the old days where the 5090's out and you pick up a 4090 for a few bucks more than you sell yours and you go buy a 4090 and the 4090's half price from what it was new. It's not happening.
I just wanted to cut in real quick and just quickly say, kiss my ass, Yobi. I haven't seen the video that you posted yet, but I know I know whatever you put on Twitter, it's out of sheer malice. You did not do anything positive. I mean, you shared the stream out, which is positive, right? Which is nice, right? But I'm sure you snuck a jab somewhere in there, right? So, like, I just want to say, because I read your message right here, and it just doesn't exactly give me a lot of confidence. You said stream is shared out. In Ham, I put together a video. He said in Ham, I put a video together for you, piece of shit. That's what you said to me.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm just gonna say, I mean, so if you guys don't know, all right, he says pull up the video. Okay, I'll pull it up. Let's check it out. Let me check it out. So, all right. So Yobi put up a video. Yobi. Okay, so here. Oh, okay, great. It's of me streaming earlier. All right, so let me get my audio right real quick. Hoping this pops up on the right screen. Yes, it did. Perfect. Because my system audio is going to my headphone. There we go. We're good to go now. So, all right, here we go. Let's see what Yobi had to share. Let me see if I can zoom in on it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's better. You guys, I guess I'll have to go to the stream to see it if you want. Planet, right? Oh shit! I'm making
I'm not
this
letting
decision.
a terrorist like you go free.
No! Wait!
I hope this is worth it.
You a piece of shit.
Planet, right? Okay. Go to hell, Yobi. Gotcha. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know if I was doing it right. And you know what? I took away the mass mass murderer. I got him caught. I sacrificed, unfortunately, some people. I really wish I didn't, because I didn't know that there was like no option to like possibly, maybe get both, right? Like I was looking into, maybe I can like, attack him and like somehow get him to stop from detonating the bomb, but instead it was just like, if I choose to attack him, he's just like, they're dead. Yeah, and he just murdered him right away. And Yobi's been having such a rough time watching me play this game. He didn't like that I accidentally killed Rex, and then I got Rex back. I got Rex back. Cozy, relax.
You're a monster.
No, relax. Time out. I accidentally killed Rex.
Whoopsie daisy.
No. Time out. So, like, let me go on ahead and just go to the clip. Let me just go on ahead and go to the clip because the clip will describe it better than I am right now. So let me see if I can pull up the clip. Yeah, right here. This was terrible.
We can discuss this.
No more talk, Shepard. I've got to do this my way.
No.
I don't think so, friend.
No. Yeah. So that happened. But like I said, I
No
reloaded
excuse.
that and saved Rex, okay? So Rex is still on the squad. I reloaded it and I saved Rex. So Rex is still on the squad. But after I saved Rex from Ashley murdering him viciously, Yobi then gets mad because then I save Ashley instead of Caden. Because Caden is boring. And it was interesting for me that when somebody else had a gun to my face, Ashley was willing to take the person out for me.
Oh, that's because they're basically dogs to her.
I you know what? She wants to make sure that I stay alive. That is her job. And she has personal feelings towards me as well. That it is what it is. But I tell you what, Caden was boring. And he didn't do anything special at all at the beginning of the game, other than say, "Hey, I was already here." Like that's all that you know about Caden, is that he was just there already. Right? But Ashley, the way she that she popped up on the scene, like fighting for her life, squad, just got murked, like, and then she immediately got Joe back. I mean, I'm just saying, like, before you even understand how much of a piece of shit Ashley is, it's nice to see what you see from her. It makes you feel safe. At least.
Not safe with how useless she was.
You know what? You're having some personal issues with the future that is her.
Oh no, I guess maybe because of what I picked.
I don't want to talk about that right now because I don't know that future.
Oh no, it's because of what I picked in the first game. Even she's very incredibly useless depending on how you
the story for
spec it from the first game. No, I'm saying even from the first game, depending on how you spec, she is completely useless. You're like, you can't even bounce abilities off of her because she's just like, I just shoot things. Is her only talent.
Sounds reasonable.
It sounds so. Yobi says it sounds like you didn't even talk to Caden leading up to his death. You monsters. He didn't talk to me either. Every other person has an interaction with you. Caden is just there.
Man, I wish I could remember who I killed and who I didn't. But I never had
Caden.
Ashley kill Rex though. Like, how did you manage that? How did that
because
happen?
He's a terrible
Ashley
person.
wanted to kill Rex.
Stop it.
Like, that does make me question your judgment a little bit. That even became a thing.
What do you mean? I didn't. You're acting like I pulled the trigger. I didn't do nothing.
Oh wow!
Well,
I'm the
you must
captain
have
of the
done
ship.
something.
I didn't tell
the
my
very first
people
time I
to.
ever played Mass Effect 1, I did pull the trigger on the Krogan
really
on Rex. Yeah, I killed him immediately.
He is with me till the end. That guy was
you
like
guys
a tank.
are wild because the Krogan comes out seeming like somebody you need to shoot immediately. I'm sorry. The way he pulls his gun out on you.
Wow.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's why he likes.
Somebody busts
That's
their
why
gun
he
out
likes
on you
Ashley.
immediately. I'm sorry.
Space racist match made in heaven.
Man,
You
I
guys
don't
are
know.
terrible. You guys are terrible.
Space racist. That's all I'm hearing is I like Ashley because I too am a space racist.
No.
Sounds like you just wake up and choose violence. There's no diplomacy at all.
Hey, I'm sorry, but if somebody you ain't talked to ever in your life pulls a gun out on you, are you gonna be mad?
I just
that
talked him off
somebody
that
shot
ledge.
them for you.
Explained life to the guy that, you know, if he wants to
You
live,
guys are
he's got to
crazy.
put that gun
Y'all
away.
are lucky Loke isn't here. Y'all are lucky Loke isn't here. Because Loke is right there with me on this sentiment of like, if somebody pulls out a gun on you, then it'd be nice if your helpful other companion, you know, stood on business for you. Even though I was clearly taking care of it. And that's what made me angry. If you see in the clip, I was like, no, because I was having a conversation with him. And she just came out of nowhere and just blasted him.
Yeah, but it sounded like you're okay with that.
Yeah.
You pulled the gun.
I'm okay in the sense of like, if I want to choose Caden versus her, I'm okay with it in that sense.
No, I agree with you on that one.
Which one would I rather choose? The person that did nothing and I know nothing about, or the person that I seen try to step up and do something? Which one do I want to pick? The person that I've seen do something, or the person I haven't seen do something? Sorry. That I'm not saying that Ashley is great or anything like that. I'm just saying I seen what she did in Caden. I don't even do nothing. Anyways, goddamn, you guys are assholes.
We're the assholes.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, genocide.
Whatever.
Okayer. Yeah.
No, I saved the goddamn day, Cozy. All right.
You caused the problem.
I didn't cause the problem. God damn it. Having a tough time.
Sure.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Have we even gotten to any of the topics yet? God damn it. Oh yeah, we were talking about PlayStation and, you know, games going day and date from PC because of the whole printing money thing that Shu said. But he also said what was talking about how China has a big PC base and whatnot. But see, it's kind of like that wouldn't make sense in my opinion. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm getting my camera fixed up. I just always unplug it because I got other shit to use it for. I need to get a dedicated plug for it. All right, there we go. But I mean, do you really think
day and date till they have to?
Do you really think that I mean, Mental kind of already alluded to he doesn't think. But I guess I didn't get Matt or Cozy's answer from it. I guess I did get Cozy's answer from it a little bit earlier. You were talking about not going day and date, right? For whatever reason. And I'm just like, I'm thinking, well, why would you expand on that and then not and then be less available? Because I feel like they're games that do worse on PC are the ones that they hold on to.
So I actually I was talking to a PS fan. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I got some thoughts on that. Like, I was talking to a PS fanboy that had all these opinions about how it's, you look at the first games like God of War and stuff when it came to PC, they did really good in sales, right? And he's like, yeah, and that was 5 years later. So really, you know, now you look at Spider-Man and they seem to rush that out as fast as they could and it didn't do so well. So, the message I'm taking is they need to keep their games back longer to really build up that energy about, hey, it's finally on PC. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not what happened, man. Like, I've been a PC main for 30 years. And what's happened is there was a bit of mystery around the Sony games initially. So the first couple did really good. And now kind of everybody just sort of knows what they're all about. And that mystery's gone. And now you're just dropping an old game, asking full price for it. And everybody I know on PC sitting back on, wait till it's on sale. That's what it
what
is.
I
Like,
do.
they don't care. You want to charge full price for a game, take advantage of the hype day one, all the marketing, all that crap, people will go out and buy it. But if you're going to start dropping it, it's an old game. Like 2-3 years later, it's just another old game dropping onto a platform that has so many new games that
old
it doesn't
games.
matter.
Not even 2-3 years later, just 1 year later. You look at Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It just dropped.
Yeah.
Just over a year later, it's Spider-Man 2, and it
Yeah.
came out to its reception because it was partially busted.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
But that still doesn't pale in comparison, or it's like it's just not very good in comparison to like something like Helldivers that came out day one. Everybody got to just kind of just feast and get at it. I know Helldivers is more of a piece, or not PC, but more, or I guess you could say
It
it's
is.
more of a PC. But I'm just saying it's more of a multiplayer game, sure. So you're gonna have bigger numbers on it, sure. But I don't know. I just feel like waiting or holding on to something will just kind of kill the hype naturally, right? It just naturally kind of takes away some sort of luster from you see your buddy get it, and you want to play it, but he's playing it, and you can't play it, and your only option is to go spend $500 that you didn't want to spend because what you have is perfectly capable of playing whatever that game is. So you don't feel like it's necessary. And I'm not speaking for me because obviously I got whatever, right? But I'm speaking for whoever the hell else is out there, or some of the people that Mental was even talking about. Like, you're just not going to do that. You're not running out to go do that, especially full price a year later. Like, it almost feels a little bit like a slap in the face.
Well, it does. And I don't know any PC gamers that, like, most of us don't suffer from FOMO on stuff like that, where we're just, oh man, chomping at the bit. I got to get that game. It's finally on PC. We don't care. Like, we just don't care.
Too much to
I
play.
see what Innate says, and I just wanted to address this before you go, Cozy. I'm sorry to interrupt, but he says if I wanted to play Nintendo Switch games, I'd have one. Right? I hear that exactly, right? So that's why I look at my Xbox the way I look at it. When people ask me why wouldn't I just get a PlayStation? Because I don't know exactly when all those games are going to come out. And I know when the Xbox game drops, it's going onto that console. So in theory, these are the same thought processes. And PlayStation's clearly announced, hey, we're coming to PC. We are coming to PC. So the PC players are like, okay, where's your games? And then when they come out late, they feel insulted. Just like an Xbox fan feels about a third-party game when it comes out later, but it comes to the PlayStation right away. The player on the platform feels insulted that you guys didn't have it prepared here day and date when you said that you were going to support this platform, regardless. So when you say you're going to support this platform, why are you making me such an afterthought? Why are you making the customer, the person that's giving you money, the afterthought? Mental, any thoughts on that, Cozy, Matt?
I honestly think like a lot of what Mental said is very accurate. Like, I don't really think like, oh man, FOMO about missing out on these games because I have like so much stuff to play. And, it's also a matter of how much do you really want to play these games. Like, I don't obviously buy a PlayStation want to play them. I really don't. Something catastrophic would have to happen and
Gotta
be
do something right
PlayStation
here.
exclusive, and more than one of them. Because my rule of 5 games. I buy a PlayStation for 5 games I could only get on PlayStation. Maybe right now there's only one. Well, no, there's none because the one game I wanted I have. But the 2 games. But I do see I don't necessarily see them immediately going date and date until they have to. I do believe it'll eventually happen, but um, PC players are a lot different.
Let's ask
Yeah,
Rock.
but that FOMO thing is a big deal. Like not having FOMO of these games. I have an arsenal of games. I could literally never buy a game again and still have more than enough to play for the rest of my life.
I'm right there with you.
So
Sad.
and that's the whole part of I'm already there because I'm a $30 gamer. If it's more than that, I'm not buying it. So you have all these things that contribute to how PC gamers in general view these, and you can't treat them the same way as console gamers because they don't tolerate the same sort of things that console gamers are willing to tolerate.
I mean,
So
I
it
would
definitely
say
still says a lot of the same stuff that we've heard in the past here. Even Grok thinks that, right? If like I
Grok?
typed it in on Grok to see. I wonder what Grok thinks about this. The Twitter AI tool thing. And it says single player narrative games, these tentpole titles which Sony considers the backbone of PS5 studios, God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon, follow a staggered schedule. They typically launch exclusively on PS5 and come to PC later. I'm often after a year or more. The strategy here is to encourage PC players to experience these games, then purchase a PS5 for sequels or other exclusives. But
which
and
is
Cozy is saying that's not happening.
that doesn't happen.
That is the mentality that Sony has. I get their mentality, but they don't understand that PC
you feel
gamers
like
are
that
not
happens?
Sorry, what
built
was the
like that.
question? I was chatting with Ozzy in the chat.
Finish your thought, Cozy, because I want
I was
to
gonna say-
run right into.
I was just going to say that's what I think Sony's plan is for what has been to happen, but I think they realize that is not going to happen. They're not going to get droves of PC players being like, man, I got to play that God of War, next God of War. They're not going to get that.
No. I agree, 100%.
They
It's
don't.
like I made the point to my buddy. It's got to be an exceptional game to draw any kind of FOMO from a PC gamer. And the PlayStation games just aren't that good. They're just not that exceptional. They're a lot of the same thing reskinned. That's the reality. Like, I don't get all bent out of shape over any of them. That's part of why I don't suffer FOMO, I guess, with them at all. God of War, I remember that one. I waited till it was in the cheap bin to buy it on PlayStation 4, and I did play it, and I thought it was a good game, but it was way overhyped for me. Like, everyone was telling me it's the greatest game in the world, and I played it and went, meh. It was a good game, but it wasn't like a 90 out of 100, or right? Not to me, anyway.
Actually, another like Helldivers, interestingly enough, would be the one that could, but I think they would kill the game. Now that they've released Pandora's Box, they'd kill the game probably more than anything if they tried to be like, next one is, PlayStation only.
That would be so stupid. Oh my god! I think they're kind of at the point Cozy mentioned, I think that she thinks they'll do it when they have to, in terms of the first party, like day and date games on PC. I would argue that kind of there already, where they have to, because if they didn't, I mean, if everything was good for Sony right now, then I don't think they would have had that thing where they were like, we're gonna do 15 live service games, and then like they just like out of like a sheer panic, and then like they have to panic again after Concord happens, and like, oh, never mind, we'll figure something else out. It's like
just give us Twisted Metal.
I think they're at the point right now, whether they want to, whether they do it or not, that's a whole other thing. But I think they're at the point right now where it's like, yeah, you guys could probably use that money. You could probably use that money of launching whatever of what's the Naughty Dog game, Intergalactic Day and Date on PC. You could probably use that money. That'd probably go a long way for you.
Oh yeah. Well,
so like, I just feel like, will they go day and date? Obviously, how soon we don't know, but I feel like they're at the point now where it's like it makes too much sense to not do it, and the fact that they're just not committing to it yet is kind of weird to me. It went from being like, well, okay, they'll ease their way into it, to like, okay, how are you guys not there yet? How are we still doing this? And it's just kind of confusing to me at this point.
Ooh, and Nate says something interesting, and I want you guys to kind of peep game right here. I had something to say, but when I read that, it kind of erased my thought a little bit, because then it had me thinking about that, right? So then I forgot my question. But
the only thing I was going to say, like, there's so many pluses to going day and date, and especially if they are strapped for cash to some extent, which it would seem like they are. I mean, think of the they've wasted recently. Concord, potentially 400 million. They've canceled all these other games that they're planning, and games as a service, multiple years of development time wasted. And then you spend all these like tens of millions of dollars marketing a game. You want to get the most out of that marketing push, and you don't want to just kind of release it a couple of years later without all that hype. That's my take. Like, get the most for your money, push it out day one, and get the sales. Because they will. They'll do way better day one than they do launching it 2 years later, a year later, or whatever. Even 6 months of a delay is too much. Get it out day one. Make the most of that push.
So,
agreed.
Here you go. This is what I was going to say. That Innate said, actually. He says, if PlayStation ever has to, they will be out of game development in under 10 years. Watch what I'm telling him.
Has to do day one. Is he saying?
No, if I'm hearing that right, I'm not sure if I am. But I'm wondering if he's saying that like they won't have to like make games in particular compared to just making the hardware.
Disagree with that.
You know what I mean? Where like PlayStation could just fall back and be like, you know what, we're done spending all this money on trying to produce a software. Maybe we'll just make the hardware, kind of like they did with Walkman. They didn't have to. I mean, sure, they made they had music and stuff like that, right? And I think they were a big contributor in like the tapes and CDs and stuff like that, right? As well. But but as for making the music, like they didn't make the music. Michael Jackson made the music. They just played it.
Yeah. No, so day and date does make sense.
They could totally do something like that too. I mean, that's literally what they came from.
I mean, but even without like, I don't think they would necessarily be out of business immediately. I think the other thing to remember is, we're looking at things as they are now, right? So like you could say, oh, if they go day and date, they'll be out of business. They'll be out of development in 10 years. The thing is, they can be screwed over by the same time sticking to tethered hardware in the next as the world moves on.
Oh. Okay, so
From a business perspective, like thinking purely from what makes business sense, you want to get the most out of the money you spend, period. Going day and date does that for them. That's the reality. They're
'Cause
going to
they're
get the
not
best return on their investment.
they're not Nintendo with long
Yeah,
legs.
like they've opened that door. Now they need to walk through it and commit to it. It's simple as that.
And also,
okay,
There's
so
this
so
FOMO
Nate
of
said something else that I so I thought he said that, but he actually meant to say if PlayStation has to go day and date on PC, they will be out of development in 10 years. So it was like, I mean, now that
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was understanding
that's what I
when you read
read.
that.
That's
Yeah.
what I read. But the thing I think to think about that is the landscape is changing. They already don't make most of their money from their games. Most of their money is from skins and battle passes for other games. So
yeah, they've already said
they need to pick
PlayStation
up the
isn't
slack
enough.
somewhere. So either way, they can still do what they're doing. And guess what? Console numbers aren't growing. So if they do nothing and nothing is changing,
Then they'll be in trouble.
except for development costs, they're already going to be in a bad
Exactly.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, because I mean, the whole thing I was putting together, because a lot of people are like, they're happy that Sony's going back to more single player games, which I think is good as well, right? Go back to what you bought the companies to do, right? I mean, that makes sense. You don't buy a chocolate business to make waffles, right? I mean, unless they, I mean, unless they're really willing to like start to start to figure out how to put the two together. If the company wants to do that, that's different compared to you buying them to produce one thing and then tell them to produce another. So like to me, it's good that they're going back to that whole idea, right? But like there was a reason that you got off of that idea in the first place. And that was because of how much it costs with stuff like that. And I understand AI is coming around and that may save you some money in some places, but I don't think that will be like, especially right now where we're at in AI. Like Nvidia doesn't even know what the hell they're doing with their graphics cards right now.
Yeah.
So with all of this confusion kind of going on in the background and uncertainty and things being new and not really comfortable to work with quite yet, I totally man.
Yeah, no, I mean Nintendo's got a completely different model. Their game development costs are nowhere near what Microsoft and Sony are spending.
Yeah, but
that's why they can make money.
Prides themselves on. That's their whole.
Yeah.
That's their whole thought process.
Yeah,
Is
and
to
that's
be
why they
the
can
big
make money
guy.
staying on their own hardware.
They want to be a
Sony's big
Ferrari.
problem is thinking they're
Nintendo.
They've always been
prides
dependent
themselves
on
on being a Honda. They want to be a Honda.
I was gonna say Lada, but Honda's maybe more fair. But yeah, no, exactly. They're doing it completely different. They're doing their thing. Their gamers don't care about cutting edge graphics and ultra performance. It doesn't matter. They have a formula and it's working for them.
And interestingly enough, let's talk about who has had a large degree of 60 frame games.
That's fair.
So yeah,
yeah, no, it's a reality. If they want to keep making the games they're making, they need to make more money. The way they do that is by putting
console sales are pretty
meaning
flat.
PC.
This is a
They
known
are.
thing. The
They
problem
are.
is that people are not going Xbox to PlayStation in large droves. PlayStation 5 is exactly where the PlayStation 4 is pretty much.
Yeah.
They're not going up. And most people, that's the problem, is most people are not playing PlayStation games, or they would all be seeing Nintendo sort of numbers.
Well, exactly. And you've got an attach rate that seems to be pretty static between 5 and 10% for the vast majority of the. So there's only so many copies to sell to people on your platform. Where do you get more sales to make up those losses? You have to go to other platforms. It's as simple as where there's a larger player base.
Your mic keeps cutting. I don't know if
Oh,
anybody
does
else
it?
is hearing that, but
Am I cutting out?
Sounds all right.
Oh,
Oh,
It-
I
maybe
didn't realize he
it's.
was a pony.
well, I was literally seeing the green thing around your screen cutting.
Oh,
So,
Huh.
well,
but yeah, going ahead.
I'll keep an eye on it the next time I'm talking. It looks solid to me right
Yeah, it
now.
looks good
but
right now. It looks good.
Okay. Well, maybe I was doing
If
something
you did
strange.
something
I don't
just
know.
now, cool. If you didn't, then maybe it was just
Who
between the
knows?
words. I don't know.
But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts. I think it's inevitable. I think they need to do it, and it is what it is. I mean, it's not going to cost gamers. The vast majority, it's like we were just talking, PC gaming is stupid expensive now. You're not going to have people rushing out to buy PCs, then leave their consoles in the dust. I just don't see it happening. I was actually thinking to myself, geez, maybe I become a console gamer. If next gen is another, now if the 6090s $3,000, screw it. I'm not paying that for a fixed card.
Exactly. And that's kind of how
See?
this
Yeah, I'm
conversation
done.
started, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's how this conversation started. So I'm not saying like PlayStation is going anywhere at all, right? Like
Oh,
if
no, no.
anything, I think they're locked in. They're like they're perfectly fine with continuing to make consoles and whatnot, because especially
It's
in this in this situation that we're currently in right now, it's
yeah.
becoming an easier choice to make compared to building your own PC if you're just trying to get in fresh.
Nate, I've been PC gaming since the 80s, so if you want to like throw that around, great. But the reality is, if you're not paying attention, Nvidia is not relying on graphics cards to make them money anymore. PC gaming to them is an afterthought. They're 100% about data centers and AI.
Yep.
That's the reality. That's why the prices are going up. This isn't just a flash in the pan. Unless the market completely crashes and the bottom falls out of AI and they desperately need PC gamers again, their prices aren't coming down. You are getting less and paying more every generation, and it started with the 20 series. It's not getting better anytime soon, unless there's some serious competition that's coming from the likes of AMD or Intel, and that's not happening either. So PC gaming's getting more expensive.
Yeah.
No,
I
there's
feel
an
like it's just
inflated
gonna get
cost right
worse
now, I agree.
for a little
But the
bit.
baseline cost is continuing to go up.
I mean, that's true. Like, I built my last build was a 750, and before that, I'd never built a computer for more than probably 550.
That's what really made it so jarring for a lot of people when they heard the 5070 is as powerful as the 4090, but it's with the power of AI. Then it's like, oh shit, like that. I mean, not that that ain't cool, but then you're telling me that this isn't raw power anymore at all. This
Nope.
is
The age of raw
something
power
else
is
that's
going to quickly be
influencing
behind
and
us.
telling me that, hey, this is pushing things further and harder than it actually is, right? Then if you were
That's
to
the
take
future.
something with just the raw performance, and you'd see what the actual count actually is.
Yeah, I mean, the
It's
reality
interesting.
is NVIDIA's goal is to charge you more for smaller and smaller silicon, and that's what they're doing. That's what this generation was all about. Performance gains could have been reasonable if they would have categorized their chips appropriately, but they didn't.
It's
They
going to be
shifted
really
them up a
important
tier.
what AMD does, for sure.
Yep.
That'll tell you a lot about the future, I think. I think whatever
Yeah.
AMD does will tell you everything about what the direction
Yeah.
we're going.
You're not wrong, and
paying for games.
we'll know soon enough. A few weeks away, and we'll
Yeah.
see what AMD does. But like I said earlier, they never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. So,
Man, I tell you, that could like I'm not. This sounds goofy, but I'm like, dude, that could like be like a world changing thing. Like
Yeah.
just the way that we all like purchase and do stuff. Like the next price of this, I'm not putting like the world's in jeopardy kind of thing out there. Like that's insane. I'm just saying that
No.
like that could really put a lot of people on pause, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the graphics cards right now that are hard to get. They can even get harder.
Whatever AMD does is pretty much going to determine whether or not I get a GPU within the next, call it, 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, there's a possibility that sales slump and that they go, maybe we have to reevaluate our pricing. And they bring things back down to a little more reasonable level. I mean, the fact is, they got to be making huge bank on these things. They're still using the same process they were for last generation. They made the chips smaller, except for the 5090, which they just kind of brute forced a bit of extra performance because they didn't do a die shrink. The reality is that silicon has come down in price. There's other factors that come into play, but there's no reason. I would bet you anything they could sell a 5090 for half the price it's at and still make money on it, and a decent amount of money. That's the reality. Most of the like the chips, the PCBs, all that junk's come down in price. Like manufacturing processes get better, prices get lower. But people have been bamboozled into thinking prices are going up forever, and it's really just they are only because of the fact that they're trying to make more money. That's it. I mean, for 2 decades, I said it earlier, 2 decades you had a top-end GPU was always the same price. And the previous generation would go down in price as the new ones came out. Now they've changed all that through restricting supply and creating FOMO. So people run out and buy it as soon as they see it. Price be damned. But anyway, whatever.
All right, let's talk about
Let's
something a
move
little
on.
bit more fun and positive, and something that we can all just kind of put a smile on our face about because it's a little bit of nostalgia. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you're excited about it that much, but I mean, I am kind of just because I remember the first game. But Hasdor Gaming has a tweet out saying that what the hell is going on with my mouse? That says there's a new countdown has begun on the official Tony Hawk Pro Skater website that ends March 4th. So it seems that, Activision may be at work and making a Tony Hawk game, or somebody is at work at making it.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there was that, I forget his name, but there was a skater who came out recently and said that he's currently
be in the
like
new
working
game?
on, he's working on a Tony Hawk Pro Skater, or he's in the game. Yeah. Like you said. So yeah, it seems like we're getting maybe a new one or like a remaster, remake, how
It
they did
better
with the
not be a
first two.
remaster of one and two. We just had a remaster.
Well, I don't think it would be a remaster of 1 and 2. It would be like 3 and 4. I would assume if it was that.
That would be
But I
kind
would
of not that exciting, to be honest.
Sure.
It'd be cool.
I mean, I think,
but like, I'm not like that. Like I want to see something new. I guess I don't want
yeah.
to see a remaster again. Like I get enough of those.
Yeah, you got a PlayStation, right? The remasters.
Hey, you got a pro, man. Yeah,
You guys got PlayStations, right?
Yeah, I've got 2 PS5s.
There
Not
you
sure
go.
why, but actually, I've been using my PS5 a lot.
Well, yeah, you say you were playing Ghost of Tsushima, and
Yeah, I'm playing both those on PS5. So
Nice.
Ghostwire and yeah, I played Alan Wake on PS5 too. Played through both of those. I played the original. Like I played Alan Wake 2 on PC like a year ago, but I wanted to play the remaster, then 2, then go into Lake House. So I kind of had it all strung together. So that's what I did. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if it's a remaster. I hope not. Cool if it's a new game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope it's a new game.
Oh yeah, new game.
I think that's what drives us nuts with Sony a lot is remasters. Days Gone remaster coming out
Yeah.
soon.
Can't wait.
But they got all these IPs that are just sitting there doing nothing.
I mean, maybe it's based on like sales and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
That makes sense. Like, oh, this game sold a certain amount. Let's remaster it.
Yeah. The screen caps didn't exactly sell me on the idea of a remaster, though. So.
For Days Gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks
thought,
literally looks like the same game. The one thing I will say about that is I'll probably get the thing on PC because it's not a remaster on PC. It's a $10 DLC, and whatever that DLC is, I want to see what that is. So I'll probably get it there.
Okay.
But like I that's like another thing that makes me think like, well, then it's not much of an upgrade then because the PC's not getting like an app for the remaster. It's just here's Days Gone and here's now a $10 DLC. Whereas on PlayStation, it's like here's a full blown remaster, even though it doesn't need it in any way, shape, or form. But whatever. Talked about that last week and my feelings on that.
So I got a curious question for you guys. We're gonna turn it to Xbox now because we got because I felt like we got on PlayStation's neck a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Xbox's turn.
Sure.
Woo!
My turn. My turn.
I'm an equal opportunity
My turn.
hater, so.
You said it was my turn.
It's my turn. Oh man, I love Skip Bayless. I fucking love him. It's funny. You guys hate him, but I love him.
That's a great clip. I don't like him, but that's a great clip. It's hilarious.
All right, so now let's talk about Xbox and marketing and stuff like that because they've always been hated on for their marketing, and I've been one of the people to kind of hate on it as well, right? Because I don't feel like they ever really market as powerful as they should. But here's something interesting right here. It says, or Aaron Greenberg posted, nice to see Avowed had most articles, 1,991 this past week across the game industry. Now, I know that's not them personally marketing, right? But I'm just saying, hey, they're out there and people are talking about them and whatnot. And I'd say for the most part, Avowed has had mostly positive reception. There's been, some people that have had some bug issues, and then some people that have came out and said, they're not that interested in the game and whatnot. But I feel like for the most part, it's got a pretty good reception on its way out the door. How do you guys feel about the way Microsoft is kind of treating Avowed on the way out of the door? I'm gonna go with you first, Mental, on this.
Well, I'll be honest. I haven't seen really any advertisements for it, but I haven't been totally engaged with social media the last little bit either. I mean, there was a little bit of hype, I think, just from their shows leading up to it. But I don't really watch TV. I doubt very much there was any commercials on TV like Sony would do.
They did have some roles on YouTube. I know that.
Did they? Okay. I don't see ads on YouTube, so yeah, I wouldn't know. Like, I mean, for me personally, I haven't seen anything, but again, I've been a little disconnected from social media for the last little while.
I don't see ads on YouTube.
Well, I don't. But no one has to watch ads on YouTube. Just use DuckDuckGo. Watch it in their player, and there's no ads. There you go.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah, use DuckDuckGo browser and play it in their player, and you don't get ads.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cozy, thoughts on Avowed? You are usually not a day one gamer.
Day
But-
one on Game Pass.
But you were, I'm sure. Well, regardless, even when a game's on Game Pass, half the time you're not day one on it. But I'm just saying, this time around, it seems that you came to it. How do you? I don't want you to tell me how you feel about the game, because we already know that. I want you to tell me how you feel about the way this game kind of showed up, and with Xbox, knowing the past and what Xbox has done with, you know, advertising and being out there with their game. How do you feel that they projected this one?
I don't think I'd never seen any advertisement before, but I don't really go out of my way to look for advertisements. So, but I still think that they really lack an advertisement. So yeah, I don't really think it was greatly advertised. I think it did help to have that developer direct kind of closer to the release.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Matt?
So I feel like I'm the same as a lot of this mental and cozy on. Like, I probably wouldn't see much advertising anyway. I mean, the only place I'd really see advertising would be on like social media, and that's about it. Like, I don't watch TV really. I don't get ads on YouTube because of YouTube Premium. I'm not like browsing websites with tons of ads on them, so I wouldn't see it there. So I wouldn't see it really to begin with, but also at the same time, I mean, even with that said, it's quite obvious that Microsoft's marketing for pretty much anything, with like very rare exceptions, like there was Starfield, Halo, and Forza this generation, but like outside of those rare exceptions, they seem quite content for their marketing for games to just be word of mouth. People playing on Game Pass, people talking about it, like, because you'll see when a game comes out, like if I go to my Xbox app on my PC right now, it's like the marketing for Avowed is literally the fact that it's like recently added to Game Pass, and it has that little flame emoji, like this is what's popular now. And it's like that seems to be the extent of their marketing for most of their things right now.
There's no disc version either, right?
I don't believe there. No, I think there is. Hold on, let me check that. I know there's a thing you can get because I was thinking about getting the Steelbook. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see if there's a disc in there. But I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a disc. For the game about Steelbook. Let's see. It comes with
this is a fortune cookie.
The digital code.
Avowed base game. So that sounds very much like there's not a disc in there. It just sounds like there's a code.
Download code, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it just their marketing, I don't know, it just seems so well. Call of Duty now as well, I guess they'll market the shit out of that every year when that comes around. But like for most everything else, they seem really content to just let it be word of mouth. And I don't love it personally, but it's also like in my specific scenario, it doesn't really bother me because I already know the games they're working on and what games I'm interested that they're working on. So like I have Game Pass. When the game comes out, I already know I want to play it. I play it. But for somebody who's not into it, who doesn't follow that kind of stuff, like it's the really only avenue of learning about this stuff is literally just word of mouth. And that's kind of puzzling to me.
Okay.
It's weird.
But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts.
Gotcha. I'm not even I'm not gonna beat around the bush or anything with this. To me, this is cool to see, but it's not even close to enough, in my opinion.
No.
I don't think their marketing is. I still don't think their marketing is great. I feel like it's better than maybe it has been in a few years, but also their output of games is better as well. So it's like maybe I'm confusing the two because there's just much more output, right? There's less time to sit in between. So maybe that is what I'm feeling. But personally, I just feel like when 3 people on my panel say, "Hey, I don't watch that much TV, but I don't know, I don't see that much advertising," to me, that's not a good enough excuse, because we all watch something that has advertising on it. I'm sure Mental may have watched a U.S. versus Canadian hockey game, right? Maybe you watched
Maybe.
that. Maybe, right?
Definitely did. Yes.
Okay, maybe Matt watches every Cavs game.
Maybe.
Maybe the Super Bowl just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a
Yeah, plenty of
basketball game
opportunities.
every night. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you like we can all say, hey, we don't use it that much, so we don't really, see that much. But like, it's like, no, we could see it if they actually paid the money to put forth the effort to do it. But the thing is they do exactly what Matt said. They rely too much on word of mouth. They rely on the community. And I've always said, and I'll continue to say this, Xbox is good at marketing to people that are already on Xbox.
They're great at it.
They're phenomenal at marketing to who's already in their ecosystem. Why are they that good? Because they've been doing it with Windows since inception. So that's what they're comfortable with doing. They're used to everybody just needing to come to them, and then they do their marketing in-house, and you just kind of end up just buying everything through the kind of stuff, and they get, a little bit of, this from that, and, whatever the hell, right? But in this particular situation, it's like, yo, you are selling a product, and they're clearly saying still that just pick it up whenever you get around to it.
Yeah,
that's really what it feels like they say when they come out with a game is, hey man, just cop this whenever you're ready for it. But like with certain games like you were saying, Call of Duty, Starfield, they thought they had the mustard because they had Todd Howard, right? But Todd Howard was working with an unproven IP. I love the game, right? But still, a lot. I'm talking about critical reception. I'm not talking about personal reception. I'm talking about critical reception. Fuck what you think. But screw the whole personal thing, right? Get the personal thing out of here. Critical reception said, that game was pretty good. Not great, pretty good. And it has legs if you put legs on it. And then the first DLC came out and it was like, that leg's kind of short. that leg is not very powerful. that is not a very powerful leg. So and I still think, Starfield is the kind of game where it's like it's still very limitless in what you could do with it. So they could still have something crazy going on in the future with it. They could Skyrim it up or something like that. I don't know. Right? It's very possible, depending on how much they want to continue to put money into it. And if it's producing money, because I think that's really the telling factor. Is this producing money? Because then we'll put more money into it. If it ain't, sorry.
Well, they've already got the next DLC like set.
Right. And keep in mind as well, another positive thing about Starfield, there are more modders coming to that game than leaving it right now, which is a good thing. But yeah. It's just not marketed. Like I just don't feel like Xbox still knows what they're doing when it comes to marketing. I don't feel like they bet on themselves very well. And I think that's really kind of been the problem with them since inception. Like it feels like Inception, they bet on themselves and they did okay. Then the 360, they continued to bet on themselves, but then I don't know, something within that they stopped kind of just they expected everybody just to kind of be with it. They I guess they thought the 360 was the Venus flytrap, right? But somehow the fly got out. A lot of flies got out.
Yeah, many flies left.
Now, there seems to be a lot of woe is me coming in some respects, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, everybody's against us, and remember Phil said even if Starfield's an 11 out of 10, he doesn't expect it to move the needle at all in terms of console sales. And to me, that's kind of like at first I thought, oh, maybe they're just saying that because of this whole court case thing and FTC, blah, 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 right? But
I think
that
a lot of people
sentiment has continued throughout the last year and a half, 2 years now. It's going on that they've just, it's kind of the woe is me. Everybody hates us, so we're just going to do whatever. And I don't know, it seems weird. Kind of a defeatist attitude, it feels like to me, but rather than doubling down and saying, look, you want to play these games, come to Xbox, buy an Xbox or buy it on PC. They put it everywhere, and I don't know. It is what it is. We've talked about all that stuff before.
Yeah, we have. We definitely have.
Let tether gaming die.
All right. Well, shout out to Ray Chi with a $2 Canadian. He says, "Fire the art director would be the best publicity," and he's talking about Avowed.
Yeah,
that's not going to do anything.
No, because that's a bunch of people who already weren't going to play the game.
Exactly. There's a bunch of people who weren't going to play the game who now have like this vehement reason of like, oh, well, I'm not going to play the game because the art director. Well, you fire the art director. It's like, well, I still not going to play the game. It's like, if you're not going to play the game, if that art director saying what he said really stopped you from playing the game, you weren't that interested in the first place.
We already know people literally can say the most god-awful things. As long as you're already into what they're doing, it doesn't matter.
Dude, like, if Elder Scrolls 6 is on the way out and Todd Howard says some dumb shit, I'm not going to be like, well, I'm not going to play Elder Scrolls 6 now. There's no way I'm going to play it because I can't wait to fucking play it. Same for Avowed. That art director can say whatever dumb shit he wanted to say. I'm going to play Avowed. I made my mind up. Just like everybody else made their mind up, they weren't going to play it before that. That's not going to change anything.
Yeah. There's a lot of games.
Yeah, I
that
totally
people
agree
make
with
their
what
mind
you're
up
saying.
on and change their mind later too.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't think it really would move the needle either way. The guy, like, trying to think of this with my business hat on, definitely didn't help the brand, I guess is the way I would think about it. And at the very least, at the very least, he would be put on notice if he ever does anything like that again. He'll be gone. That would be the least I would do as a manager or as a director or executive in that organization. I'd tell him to shut the hell up because you're damaging our brand.
But yeah, it's like it feels like it's a bunch of like New Vegas fanboys who are like, they haven't played anything else that Obsidian's made, and there's New Vegas fanboys, and
there's a big following for New Vegas.
I understand, but it's like I really like New Vegas fanboys are literally the lowest form of humanity. One of them. There are other lowest forms, but they're right there, but crawling with the other.
What about Fallout 3 fans? Because I'm a big fan of Fallout 3.
No. Fallout 3 fans are the chillest fans.
Okay.
You don't go around hearing them talk like any sort of nonsense. They're just like sitting there enjoying the atmosphere of Fallout 3.
I remember.
It's specifically Fallout New. It's like specifically like 1 and 2 fans who they've given up by now, and Fallout New Vegas fans that are like insufferable.
I remember specifically, I forget the guy, I don't even remember the guy's name. I just remember being at a party with our buddy Mike, and one of his buddies joined. and I was playing Fallout 3. And he's like, what's everybody playing? And I guess he opened the party thing and saw I was playing Fallout 3. He's like, Fallout 3? Why aren't you playing New Vegas? Fallout 3 is trash. Fallout New Vegas is so good. I can't believe you're not playing Fallout New Vegas. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna mute you, man. I've talked to you for maybe a minute and I already hate you.
He's just ripping on you.
That sounds
hate you.
exactly like a Fallout New Vegas fan, though. And it's like that's all they've played from Obsidian, and they're like they just like to hate. Like they'll be the same people on the same side of the mouth. Well, why aren't they making New Vegas too? And also they'd ruin it anyway.
Yeah. I love Obsidian. What's your favorite Obsidian game? Fallout New Vegas.
I played Fallout New Vegas, but I liked Fallout 3 better.
Same.
Fallout 3 is like, I think objectively, Fallout 3, at least in my opinion, probably not objectively, is the best Fallout. Even though I have a specific weird nostalgia for Fallout 4, and I would probably say it's my favorite because it's the first Fallout I played. But Fallout 3 is so good.
Fallout 3 was the first game that I 100%ed and 100%ed all the 5 DLCs for. Like, I think there's like 1,500 achievement points available. I got every single.
There was the one DLC from Fallout 3, was it Operation Anchorage, which was basically just like like an action game. Like it was so good.
Yeah, I love that game.
Fallout 2 is my favorite, but I went to discuss Fallout 2 and how much I loved it with Fallout 1 and 2 people, and my god, they were awful. I was like, let me just go hang out with the Fallout 3 people because they seem to be. I mean, Fallout 4 people are chill. Don't get me wrong, but I swear, New Vegas people and 1 and 2 people are terrible. But New Vegas people in particular.
Yeah.
Man, now I've got this itch to go load up my old save for Fallout 3 and check out my Nuka-Cola collection again.
Oh.
Man.
Nice.
Jeez,
all those quantum ones.
I found all those bobbleheads without any assistance.
Wait, what?
That's
I found every single bobblehead without any assistance, and it didn't start out searching for bobbleheads. I started out trying to get all of the map uncovered. So I just wandered around getting all the map uncovered, and then it was like, I wonder how many more of these I can find. And I just like wandered around until I found all the bobbleheads, and it was a lot of work. So I was looking everywhere. I was picking every lock. Fun times.
AUC founder Mr. Click says, "What up? Hey, Cozy. What's crack? What's cracking chat?" And then he also says, "Xbox better, Cozy better, Matt is bald."
I mean, he's not wrong.
Super chat for each of those. Appreciate you.
I can't really debate him on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's debate. If you were a PlayStation fan, you'd debate him.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight for I'm not bald. I mean,
some hair and stone.
That's an optical illusion.
Yeah, this whole thing. It's NVIDIA broadcast. I've got a bald filter on.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
All right. Perfect. Anyways, shout out to Ron Slusher as well. He says Pit-Boy needs his own game. Okay.
Pit-Boy.
The Pit-Boy itself needs its own. Okay, sure.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be
sure
something.
What you do with that, but yeah.
I don't know what you do with that either.
Make a collection of games played via the Pip-Boy. You can play games on the Pip-Boy in Fallout 4, right? If I'm not mistaken, you can play them in Fallout 4.
Did they have games you could go around collecting?
I can't remember how that works. I don't think I've ever even played a game on the Pip-Boy. Yeah, you can play them on the computer. Yeah. I'm thinking you just for that you just get like a collection of games, like make up whatever like rip-offs or whatever of older like 80s style games or 70s style games and whatnot, and just put them on like the Pip-Boy and make a game out of that.
You could just go into Grok and type that up real quick, and the AI will generate you.
There you go.
So, all right.
it's,
So the last topic I got, because I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
go on ahead and just move on.
Mhm.
Shinobi put this out here. He said, "This is wild. NetEase plans to cut more All-Star Game Studios, divest itself of the majority of its overseas team. Cutbacks have already impacted teams shuttering studios formed by industry veterans like Untold Worlds, Jar of Sparks, Humanoid Origin, and major layoffs at Liquid Sword, Suda 51, Grasshopper Manufacturer, Nagoshi Studio, Quantic Dream could be among a dozen studios facing potential closures if they can't secure new post-NetEase funding.
Quantic Dream is on there too, huh?
Wow.
Oh, nothing of value was lost.
That's too bad.
God damn.
So sad.
Come on, y'all. Don't do that.
I mean,
Don't do
I'd be
that.
I'd be pretty disappointed to see Quantic Dream go, even though the CEO said some pretty, fun things a couple years ago. But like
Yeah.
I enjoy their games. I enjoy their games, especially like I mean, I only played them recently. Like Heavy Rain was amazing, Beyond Two Souls was great, Detroit was phenomenal. It'd be a bummer. It'd be a bummer to see that studio
Jar of
close.
Sparks is what pissed me off because they never got off the floor.
Dude, he was. I remember him being on your show and being so enthusiastic about what they're working on, and to just see the news of like Jarvis Sparks is dead. It's just like, god damn, man, this
Like, talk about that kind of spirit in the industry like this.
just blows. Yeah,
Because he was very enthusiastic and he had the energy that made you feel like he had something cooking.
yes,
And
and
I
I'm
bet
sure. I'm sure they
I'm
must have.
sure he probably did.
Yeah,
But like he now has to find, as you know, this right here says, post NetEase funding. Like they're currently looking to get hired on by somebody else. But I mean, after something like that happens, how do you then call somebody back up and say, "Hey, man, come back to work"? That's hard to do, bro.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
hard to do, man. Like because it's like I already got burned once. Do I want to join this dude to get burned again?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great situation
Seems.
to be in. But anyways, I wanted to have your guys' thoughts on it. Cozy, I want you to speak first. Go.
Let's see. I don't know. I always think it's sad when even I was joking. Obviously, I just think it's sad the way they treat people and toy their lives. And I get it, it's business, but it's like they seem to be shutting due to how they don't want to manage things. How they don't want to how they just want to make more money. And I guess it's always about making more money, but the problem I have is like a lot of times like even if they're making more money, they'd still be looking for ways to make more money by cutting costs. That's what happens when places get but certain so big. They're like, well, we got to look at ways of making money no matter the cost.
Okay,
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
You're almost there. You're almost at the end of the show. You almost made
Yeah.
it, buddy. I'm
Yeah, I got to
happy.
run. So no.
That'd been great. But anyways, thoughts from you. Like, what is your whole thought process on NetEase? Not only cut like because they're in the news earlier this week for cutting back on Marvel's Rivals team.
Yeah.
Right. And people were and I hate that people do this so much, but people were making a lot of excuses for the company as to why it made sense.
Oh
And
yeah, I've
I'm
seen
just
some of that.
like, no, it sucks. It's stupid. And they essentially hired these people as contractors without telling them that they're contractors. And that's what it sounds like to me, really. But I digress. They did that earlier this week, and then now you see this story. Your whole thought on this, on the whole shebang, Mental.
First and foremost, it always sucks when people lose their jobs. Like I've seen it so much, like because I'm in the IT industry. It's industry wide. It's not just gaming, everywhere. Um, I know plenty of people that have been put out of work recently, and it's a tough economy too. Like I feel for each and every one of these and try and find new work. Not all of them are going to. That's the reality. There's definitely a downturn, and I think I've said it before, it's probably going to still get worse before it gets better. We're looking at a major correction from the COVID era where every company, especially in the tech industry, was hiring like crazy. And, virtually every single one of those jobs is now being it sucks. It sucks. Especially when they have a game that's doing really well. You would hope that some of that funding could continue to kind of spread out across their organization and keep people employed and working, but it doesn't always work that way. Like I say, I've seen it where I'm at. Yeah, it's horrible. Don't know what else to say about it.
No doubt. Matt.
Yo. So, I saw something about this earlier. Like I know obviously the thing you just read, but something like pertaining to it was this thing I saw in Blue Sky where the CEO says that he wants games that generate hundreds of millions of dollars. Which is obviously a very attainable goal, right? That's why
nobody else wants that. Nobody
that's
else
why yeah, right. That's why everybody else is doing that, and everybody else is entirely successful right now, right? Because it's incredibly sustainable objective to have. So my whole thing is like, dude, this just, I mean, like a lot of things within any industry, this just kind of sucks. It's not sustainable. In no way is it sustainable, like whatsoever. The idea of like, we're gonna cut everything if it can't make us hundreds of millions of dollars, then essentially you're just cutting everything, and you're really just sticking to Marvel's rivals, probably. Because I mean, I don't know what else they plan to release that's going to be as successful as Marvel's rivals, which apparently wasn't successful enough. So,
well, yeah,
it just seems like this infinitely unattainable goal that insert whatever CEO seems to be chasing. And I don't get it. Like, I get it from a standpoint of like, they're a CEO, they want to make money, but like at a certain point, you would think that you'd have to be realistic about things, but it seems like we're just never going to, or they're just never going to be realistic about things, and just keep chasing like an infinite amount of money that doesn't exist. And I don't know if they'll ever realize that, or if we're just going to be doomed to circle this drain over and over and over again. I don't know. But it sucks because it's a lot of people out of jobs, a lot of studios with good ideas just not going to be able to do them now unless they find funding somewhere else, which the way things are going, maybe they will, maybe they won't. It's kind of 50-50. It sucks.
Yeah. Not that exciting to see, because when I hear something like this after they come out with a game like Marvel's Rival, they're kind of immediately saying to me that they're not going to make a game I'm interested in.
Yes.
Because
That's
I'm
how I
not
read that.
I'm not I'm not ultra mega live service, like super repetitive, need to play the same game over and over every day. Right? Like
Mhm.
I like when that happens, but like I just feel weird that like if PlayStation comes out, because remember this is a publisher, right? PlayStation is a publisher as well. Xbox is a publisher as well. If PlayStation came out and said, "Hey, we're only doing live service shit," or if Xbox said that same thing, that would immediately turn me off.
Hmm.
That immediately turned me
Yeah.
off. And sure, they have a platform as well, so they have another thing to worry about, sure, which NetEase doesn't. But like, even if I were to like pull out EA, Take Two, Ubisoft, which Ubisoft is really trying and they're failing bad, but they're trying to implement live service everything and they're failing horribly. EA thinks it's a saving grace to try to do that, and I think NetEase is on the same path. They think the same way. They're like, yeah, you're right. Live service is great in everything, because then people can just buy stuff for no reason. And I'm just not a fan of this idea. And I don't know. Maybe I'm too old, right? Because Cozy has said that multiple times to all of us here, right? The types of things that we like, the things that we enjoy, the things that we anticipate is different compared to what most people do, right? I'm not the one that's paying for Candy Crush stuff, right? But there's a lot of people that do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff is, I mean, as much as we want to say it's not quality, it's growing and it's more popular and it gets more, like views and plays and whatnot. So this is
Making
what it
money
is.
like it's quality.
I think it's a scary place because you have these companies with the resources and money, and they're just, and I get it, they exist to make more money, but it feels like less and less companies are investing in like truly creative endeavors, and I feel like that's something that's going to be gradually more and more lost until it gets to the point where they can just take like indie devs' ideas using AI and just recreate them and promote them.
Mhm.
Then we'll get
I'll
good
s-
games again.
I'll say shout out to Avowed, because it's like in an industry that's seemingly more filled with whatever the CEO, I don't even know his name, I don't have his name here, but whatever the CEO is saying about like needing hundreds of millions of dollars off of every project that they make. It's like it's cool that a game like Avowed or any, relatively smaller game in terms of like the grand scheme of things can just come out and be successful and get the players that it needs, and it doesn't need to like milk you for your time or whatever. So shout out to that. Hopefully we see some more of that, especially specifically from Microsoft with the whole Game Pass model and whatnot, where like I feel like a game like Avowed can kind of thrive in that model versus whatever the hell's this guy's trying to do with his business.
I think
Um,
when you say that for Microsoft, that was like, they did gather a variety of studios that produced
mhm.
different, what you call it. When people talk about like I expected so much more of Avowed, like it's like
Like what though?
what do you mean? Because there have been people who've said that though, because now they have the backing of Microsoft, they can spend all this money. That's not Obsidian.
Yeah.
Obsidian makes a very, we know that they can operate with small numbers of people and make things, but they've never been like, let's make this huge graphical cutting edge showcase of a game. That's never been what they did. It'd be like
Mhm.
expecting Quantic Dreams from what's the other one? The other one, the one that does like my
The
brain
other
is
studio that's like them?
the Psychonauts.
Oh, Double
Oh.
Fine.
Because they do
Double
like
Fine.
their point and clicks instead of a point and clicks. It's expecting them to make that. That's not what they do.
Hmm.
And you don't get a studio like that and say, do what you can't do, or what you don't do.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's kind of my problem with this whole thing. Is like that's exactly what this guy is
This
saying.
honestly also has been the best streak Obsidian has been on.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
usually it's them like 1 or 2 games on to the next publisher.
Yeah. But that's kind of exactly what this guy, the CEO, is saying. Of like mentioning Quantic Dream because that's the one that stands out to me. Is like going to Quantic Dreams and being like, "Hey, give me a game that can consistently generate hundreds of millions of dollars." And then I'm assuming the CEO of Quantic Dreams probably like, "What the fuck are you even talking about, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, you can't do that? Well, bye, goodbye." It's just it's insane.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. So obviously, well, that topic went a little longer than I anticipated on that one, but I mean, it sucks. Like, this isn't exciting to see, and it's not the direction I'm excited for when it comes to gaming. But it's like a direction that's happening, whether you like it or not. It's just kind of like, what does that kind of mean? Hopefully,
Play your old stuff.
well, I mean, just hopefully, some of these, folks that came out with games, or like folks that played games and became developers and whatnot, kind of can keep up this, tradition of, I guess, what's becoming more of a cult classic kind of type of games. But I mean, I still feel like they're fairly normal. Like, no one's gonna say GTA is cult classic. That's
Hmm.
just a straight up extremely popular game. So just hope that games like that continue to push things the right direction. But like, it's scary when you see GTA, as live service popular as that game got, especially from RP and stuff like that, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
like that game, like GTA 5, like I said to Matt yesterday, GTA 5 is my least favorite GTA game of all of them, outside
Hmm.
of the bird's eye view ones, right? But that's
Yeah, yeah.
like a totally different game. Almost a totally different game.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's my least favorite one is GTA 5. But GTA 5 by far, it's not even close. Made them insane money.
Oh yeah.
Not even close. So
Hmm.
yeah, they're definitely going to continue that route, and it makes me nervous for other games. As I said, other games that think they want to be $100 games, or think they're good enough
Yep.
to understand how to implement live service properly. Like GTA is talking, or not GTA, EA is talking about doing it. We can clearly see NetEase is clearing out to try to do that with some game probably in the near future, right? I mean, they probably see the money that they like generate not only from Marvel's Rival, but isn't that one game, that Destiny like game that we talked about? Damn.
What the
First
like the third
Ascendant?
person?
Yeah, First Descendant. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the third person Destiny
No,
thing on
First
like
Descendant.
mobile.
Yeah, so First Descendant, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a NetEase game as well.
I I think
Uh,
so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is as well.
Yeah, could be.
And I mean, I'm sure they want to make games like that, but in a grander scale, right? And that sounds cool, but it's like, dude, if that misses, it's a heavy miss, man. It's like
Catastrophic.
throwing all you got with
Yep.
one punch. And
Yep.
after you miss with that punch, well, you're about to get a combo to death.
And the cool thing with that, and I say cool very loosely and sarcastically, is that the miss, like typically when you throw a punch with all your might and miss, you get hit back, and it's you getting hit. Versus with this, it's like them getting hit back is the CEO being like, I guess I gotta kill your studio now. It's like that's them getting hit back. Is I guess you guys gotta die now, and it's
yeah, it's like they move their head and their wife gets hit behind them.
yeah, it's like someone else got hit. Whoops, whoops.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Man. Yeah, it does stink. I don't want to sit on this topic because this is the end of the show, but I do want to ask: has anybody heard anything about? Like, I seen something like Loke posted it and wanted to talk about it today, but he's not here, and I just don't know the like seriousness of it.
Of
So
what?
I'm going to the article real quick. It says right here. Sony being sued for artificially high prices on PlayStation Store. I didn't really feel too comfortable talking
That's
about it because I
stupid.
just don't know what the heck this means. But I've seen like Hazador come out to post it. He usually doesn't post BS like that, and I've seen other people that are not completely insane post on this. So like, have you guys heard anything about this at all?
Wasn't there
Well, isn't it-
something about this a while back, like
Yeah,
a year ago or something? I seem to remember hearing that there was
but
a
this right here
lawsuit.
says February 21, 2025. So
it could
Hmm.
could it be like an
you're
update
right.
on the story?
You're right because of the whole because I think it was in like the UK or something,
Yeah,
right?
like
Mhm.
Where they got
or
in trouble
EU
for
or
like
something.
overselling on like Key Site or something like that, right?
What,
Well,
overselling?
Or not
it's just
overselling, but like prices just
not even offering.
well,
Yeah, the price.
essentially.
Yeah, there's no other options like monopolistic practices or something,
Hmm.
and overcharging gamers. So maybe it's an extension of that.
Oh,
Yeah, it
and
says
but-
right here. Like I might as well just read it real quick because it's not going to take too long. Yeah, it's not going to take too long. It just says it has been revealed that a Dutch consumer group has filed a class action lawsuit against Sony. The organization Massachade and Consument alleges that Sony is keeping prices on the PlayStation Store artificially high and is abusing a position of power by preventing players from buying digital versions of PS5 and PS4 and PS5 games.
I mean, that's
elsewhere.
true and
So it's like the
accurate.
same thing that you guys were just talking. What would that we were just talking about? That it's very similar lawsuit, right?
hmm
And then it continues to say the class action lawsuit joins others that have surfaced recently in Portugal and right here, the United Kingdom. And
There
this
you go.
particular suit is exclusively reserved for residents of the Netherlands. You are paying too much for PlayStation games. The class action lawsuit, which was discovered first by tweakers. Man, that sounds terrible. It was discovered by some tweakers. It is discovered by tweakers. States clearly,
the back alley.
right? It's like, what the hell?
by a group of fiends.
Yeah, it's discovered by a bunch of drug addicts. States clearly in the headline that you're paying too much for PlayStation games. The suit has dubbed the alleged overpayment Sony tax. Oh man, their tax goes a different direction. But it says and it stresses that all PlayStation gamers in the Netherlands have a right to compensation. Yikes. They better hurry up and take care of this stuff because if more countries keep hopping on this bandwagon, it's going to look even worse.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be a goodwill, but I mean, I'm actually surprised that it took this long to get a suit because it's been a thing for
Forever.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as long as I've been on key sites or
You're
any
all full
online
price.
shopping, like, yeah, PlayStation is the only one. I guess maybe Nintendo, but then
Nintendo as
again,
well, yeah.
yeah, but like of like PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. PlayStation's the one that's like, yeah, everything is full price all the time, no matter what, which is which
Pretty
is just
much.
kind of it's insane
I think
that
the
they've
big thing for PlayStation in this position is that that there's other platforms like Xbox and PC and stuff like that
No
where
one's
the
leaving to
exact
go to
same games come out
Xbox.
and they're much cheaper. Where
Mhm.
specifically only on PlayStation they're getting gouged for it. And
I
people
mean,
are
that's their choice.
it is their choice, right? You make a bad choice, that's on you, right? I mean, that's that's how I feel about Game Pass right now, right? Like, hey, I mean, you can pay $70 for it, but I'm not. And I'm going on a vacation. I'm going on a cruise here at the end of March, and I'm very excited. And it's partially thanks to stuff like Game Pass. Shout out to Matt for giving me that key. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But anyways,
Yeah.
he says the article continues by saying on February 17th, the legal body wrote to Sony to hold it liable to the abuse of its dominant position and its further unlawful conduct in relation to the PlayStation 4 and 5 Netherlands residents can register as part of a class action lawsuit for free by completing a simple form. The only requirement is that you made a digital purchase via the PlayStation Store at some point in November 2013. Since 2013. Oh my goodness, that's nuts.
Wow.
You must be at least 8 years old. That's nuts.
Imagine being 9 and signing up for that.
Right. Just running a check at the age
Man.
but anyways, you just telling Sony to run that paper back. Oh man, that'd be great. It says in a statement on the site promoting the class action lawsuit, it was explained what Sony is doing wrong. The gaming industry is now bigger than the film industry, the film, TV, and music industries combined. Sony, as the manufacturer of the world's best-selling console, is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful player in the market, and with such power comes responsibility. In the EU, it's illegal for large companies to abuse their power or their position to make more profit at the expense of consumers, yet Sony does not fully comply with these rules. When you buy a digital game and game content, Sony ensures that this can only be done via its own PlayStation Store. Sony keeps the market for itself in the way and can keep the prices artificially high. As a result, you pay more without getting anything in return. This also called the Sony tax. In November of 2023, Sony faced a whopping $5 billion class action lawsuit in the United Kingdom for the very same reason. This case was kicked off in 2022, but the most recent documentation about the lawsuit was published midway through 2024, and the result of the proceedings are unclear. Do you think Sony has an issue with PlayStation Store prices? Okay, yeah, yada yada. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I thought that was kind of interesting. Loke sent that as a topic for us to talk about today. I don't know if you guys really have anything to say about it, but I just kind of wanted to, acknowledge what Loke did.
Yeah, no, I'll just back up Matt. Like, I agree. Key stores, you can usually find Xbox titles that are digital keys, find other stuff, but Sony is just non-existent. You don't have the option, typically speaking.
Yeah. Like they're the only ones that don't allow keys, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but is that like I want to know, like, why is it and I want to hear this from you guys in particular, because maybe I'm asking this question for other people, because I definitely don't feel like I'm asking this for myself, but I want to hear your guys' answer nonetheless, right? Why is it that this is a problem? Like, it's Sony's storefront. You go to one gas station, they got a donut for 35 cents. You go to another gas station, they got the same ingredients. They donut is $1.50. I don't understand. Like, why is this an issue exactly? I mean, obviously, like my way of looking at it is, oh, I'm just gonna get it somewhere else, right? Other people are like clearly don't want to do that. They're like, I need my PlayStation, or maybe they don't have other choices. Maybe they live in a remote area where it's hard to get PC parts, or they don't like Xbox, or don't have an Xbox, or had the PlayStation since last generation, and wants to stay on top of their digital library. Like, who knows? There's endless amount of reasons, right? But like, why is this Sony's problem? Because I'm kind of there with Cozy. Me and Cozy were saying that just a little bit ago, where it's like, like, there's a reason that there's options out there. You don't have to. I mean, if you don't like the way this diving board looks, then don't fucking jump off of it. Go off a different one, or go to a different pool. Like, why do you think you have to jump into this pool? And then when you jump into that pool, you need them to accommodate you, because others are getting accommodated right somewhere else. Why is
I think
that
it's probably because of their market dominance, and they're borderline monopolistic. So they're abusing that power and limiting where you can purchase content for their platform.
But why?
That's
But
probably
I still don't
what
see
it
why
comes
that's
down
the
to.
problem. If
it's
the
just
consumers
like when
really had a
Microsoft.
problem, shouldn't they just go somewhere else?
Well, it's
But
kind
no,
of,
but they're not going
there
to.
may not be an option. We don't know what the Netherlands looks like. How many Xbox stores are there available there? Maybe Sony's so dominant that there's no real opportunity to go elsewhere. And here's the thing, like, it's odd that you can't even find third-party title keys on a key store for a PlayStation.
You're not
So
allowed
maybe
to.
there's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah, right.
Right? The third
I
party
mentioned that
should
earlier,
be
yeah.
allowed to sell you a key at other locations, and that's probably what it comes down to. They're abusing their
I remember
power
when they
position.
announced that they were doing away with that.
Yeah. So
Because basically, so everyone was allowing third-party keys at some point, and then Sony was like, no more third-party keys.
Yeah, it's just like, also it's their problem. I mean, well, to be real, it's not Sony's problem. It's very much to their benefit, the way they're doing it. But like, they can get blamed or accused, or whatever word you want to use, for this kind of thing, simply because of the fact, like what Mental said. Like, also, it's not, especially nowadays, and you kind of hinted at it, Ham, when you were setting it up. It's not as easy. Like, say I'm somebody on PlayStation who's been on PlayStation all my life. I've always played on PlayStation. And I'm like, for whatever reason, just now, I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of the fact that I can't get a game on a key site. And I'm gonna switch to Xbox or PC or whatever. It's like, yeah, but now I just lost my entire library. I've just lost my entire library. So it's like, am I really gonna up and switch, or am I just gonna, I guess, grin and bear it, because I've spent thousands of dollars on this thing, and I'm not just gonna lose that thousands of dollars worth of content. It's like it's, to Mental's point, market dominance to a point where it's like they can do this. They can do this. And I mean, at least up until now, it hasn't caused much of a fuss, because they're just the market leader. Like, they can do whatever they want to to a certain degree, pretty much whatever they want, and nobody's really going to question it. Nobody's going to be like, "Well, I'm done with you," because they're the default thing.
It's
Nobody's
also
done. Yeah,
important to
nobody's
note-
done with PlayStation.
It's also important to note that most console gamers are probably absolutely not even familiar with third-party keys from other
Yeah,
resellers.
I didn't know about that until like 2016 is when I first learned about that.
Like, I'm constantly telling people on a regular basis, you use CD keys to get their Game Pass.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's great.
Yep. It is, like, but like I see that and I do that, of course, right? Because I'm gonna take advantage. If other people out here taking advantage, I'm gonna take advantage too. I'm usually on that level for the most part, as long as it's not like something absolutely like slimy, but like billion-dollar, multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar, trillion-dollar company, fuck out of here. I'm gonna I'm gonna spend less to support you if I can, because you don't care how much I spend on you, and if this cheaper purchase then keeps me in the ecosystem to then further spend, I don't feel like you matter, or I don't feel like you mind completely, right? But yeah, I do wonder, of course, like we are kind of undercutting a company technically, or we're finding a way to do that. And Sony is saying, hey, I don't want to be undercut, and we're calling it a problem. That's the only thing that I find a little confusing. And I know that you just got done explaining it. The article just got done explaining it. Hell, I even pointed out reasons that argue with my own argument. But I'm just like, I'm still like kind of just sitting there like, man, like, why should I have to bend the knee because all y'all do? Like, y'all are clearly cheaper in an option, and some of the companies are worldwide as well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. To me, there's plenty of high end or good TVs, right, that just have a sticker on them, and a lesser, cheaper TV that can be made in a very similar way with the exact same panel, right, and be hundreds of dollars cheaper, and people don't bat an eye at that.
But
I'm sure it's different, but
all those TVs can access Tubi, Roku, Amazon Prime, as well as whatever default software is installed in them.
Right, and so can an Xbox and PC for the most part. Right, all these games that for the most part that do sell and that people are looking to buy, like FIFA, your Call of Duties and stuff like that. Those are all on other platforms too, and you can get them cheaper. But
not just that, you can get them. You can get them on, like, so you could buy like a key for Call of Duty, but the only place you can't buy a key for is on Call of Duty on PlayStation. They don't control Call of Duty; they're just controlling your access. I mean, even Apple's offering side loading.
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't mean to stick around on this topic too much because we were supposed to be on our way up out here. Does anybody else have anything else to say on it? So I'm not cutting anybody short.
Oh, I said my piece.
You said our piece.
All right, I can
I'm
smell dinner in the background. I want to get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm starving.
But can you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I don't care about Cinnamon Toast Crunch right now, Cozy. I don't.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, you having hot dogs tonight?
No, I'm not having any glizzies, dog. I'm good.
Oh, you don't want you don't want a cereal hot dog? Come on.
That's fucking nasty. You guys out in Ohio are disgusting.
Shut up.
Anyways, It is a fantastic show. Thank you, everybody. AEC founder Mr. Click says, Sony, go to jail. Do not pass go. And that just reminds me of Parks and Rec, where he's like, straight to jail.
That's a fact.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Right away.
Straight to
Right
jail.
away. You
So
undercooked
anyways,
chicken.
I
Straight to
see
jail.
Umbra in the chat. Thanks for sliding through, even though, toward the end, it's all good. I appreciate you nonetheless. But anyways, let's go on ahead and do outros. So, Cozy, go on ahead and go first.
You can find me where you find cozy belugas, sailing the seas, and and enjoying life. I'm gonna start doing more, hopefully.
All right.
Doing more.
Perfect
All
outro. 100%. She killed it.
Sorry.
Mental. Let them know where they can find you, brother man.
I'm at Mental9R on X, Mental9R on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, just about anywhere else you can play games. I'm at Caffeine Entertainment on YouTube, and I'm here on Ever I Am.
He didn't cut out for you guys right there at all?
No, he did. He did.
Did I?
See? I knew it.
Okay. I'll do it again.
No, just the last, just literally the very last part.
Oh, okay. At
the last
Caffeine
sentence.
Entertainment on YouTube, and I'm here on Fridays every time I can make it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. That was literally the only part that cut out, was like right
You
after.
can
the-
usually be good about making it sometimes.
And Matt, you had an awesome video for Avowed that performed fairly well. You're pretty happy about that, I'm sure.
It did.
But
It's almost 2K views on that.
yeah, there you go, brother. Getting the views. So let them know what's going down with you in the near future and where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Matt Likes Games videos every week there on the channel. Podcasts every week as well. Mondays 8 p.m. Eastern. The L3R3 podcast. Myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Tuan. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is a two-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. And then Fridays, you can find me here 4 p.m. Eastern doing this show with these folks.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. Well, you guys, you can find me as always here. You can find me on Matt's channel as well every Wednesday to do two-player podcast, as he was saying just a little bit ago. But you'll find me back here on Monday. I'm assuming Loke will probably have his show back on Monday. But yeah, you guys will be able to find me here Monday morning, 9:30 Eastern, continuing Mass Effect. Earlier today, I was playing Mass Effect. Like I said, I did the DLC today. And I guess I'm a monster according to not only Yobi, but now Cozy as well. So it just is what it is. But I'll continue my playthrough on that. I was a little salty on some of the choices that I made today in particular. And then on top of being salty, my audio bugged out. So I wasn't able to speak to the chat anymore. And once I wasn't able to speak to the chat, I was not having any fun anymore. So I cut the stream. So hopefully next week or Monday, we do not have any more issues. But anyways, thanks everybody for showing up. Thank you guys so much. We will definitely be talking to you, like I said, coming Monday. This is your boy Ham Solo from TSWS Gaming, as usual, letting you know, keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out, y'all.
Sweet.
Cheers.